Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. If this is the first time watching, as you may know, RVing has become quite expensive, but there are ways to save. We've wasted a lot of money RVing. In fact, in the very near future, we're gonna do a video talking about how much it costs to keep our motorhome on the road for 2024. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, notification bells on. That way, when the videos like that come out, you will get notified.
But in this video today, we are going to talk about different ways that we and other people waste money RVing, some of them you may not think about, and how to fix that moving forward.
Now again, this is an important video because RVing is expensive and any money that you save can be used for further travels.
The first one is financial mistakes. A lot of people do this. No harm if you're learning, but how can you fix this moving forward? Now look, many of you know we're retiring in a very short amount of time. We're talking months. We are going to be looking for our next motorhome. We are looking for our next motorhome. And the first one is not doing your research. So this is all we do. Both of us are on websites constantly.
It's been years now.
Yeah, you've been
years in the making.
Yes, so always looking, researching the market values, making sure you do your due diligence so you know how to negotiate effectively when it is time to purchase.
Now I know somebody's put in the comments, well, your first financial mistake is buying an RV. You would be right on that. This is not a financial investment. This is a lifestyle. It is a hobby. For some people, it is a full-time thing. But please don't buy an RV thinking that you're going to come out ahead of the game, right? If you want to increase your income, buy real estate, invest in the stock market, whatever you do. The next thing is going to be overlooking maintenance costs. Now, we alluded to a video that's coming out in the future, which we will, if you're subscribed, you'll get notified. But it is quite expensive, guys. And the bigger and more expensive the motorhome or RV is, the more expensive it is to maintain. And just a quick, we'll name a couple things for you. We changed our tires out. It's gonna be pushing 2 years. Now, we didn't buy Michelins. Those would have been about $7,000. We did Toyos. We're still $3,200 to maintain that, or to change those tires. And routinely every year, we're several $1,000s on just keeping this thing on the road, bringing it to the mechanic, doing the routine maintenance a lot, which I do myself.
And this is a gas motorhome.
Diesel motorhomes are even more expensive.
Into a diesel, yeah, so it's gonna be even more.
So you can get into a lot of trouble when you just budget for the purchase and you don't realize, oh crap, I need $10,000 a year just to keep this thing on the road. It is a lot and it is real.
Another financial mistake is that people choose the wrong financing options. So people choose these long-term loans with high rates and they just don't know. And we've done a lot of talk about this on our channel.
Yeah, did you know you can get a motorhome for just $99 a month? I mean, it's for 50 years, but it's $99 a month.
By the time it's...
Yeah, so that's one of the things you want to look at, right? That monthly payments always the price out the door. MJ did talk about financing. We did a video with Chris Licio from Into RV. He's an RV finance guy. He's been doing it for many years, but you can save tens of thousands of dollars just by doing a little bit of research and just understanding what your real budget is. How much is this RV going to cost you when you're done with the term of the loan?
Next thing is planning and preparation mistakes. You can spend and waste a lot of money making these mistakes. So number one is renting before buying. So we did not do this. No. Wish we did.
A lot of these things we didn't do. That's what we're telling you.
That's why we say, yeah, we should have done that. So some people never have touched an RV and they go and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a Class A diesel pusher and have no idea anything about it. Rent first. If you don't know what class of RV that you are thinking about, if you're thinking about a trailer, you're thinking about a motorized, these are things that you want to think about prior so you don't waste a ton of money and then go, okay, I don't want this
and then you gotta spend more money.
$500,000 motorhome anymore.
Continue with the planning and prep mistakes, not properly planning out your trip. Now we're going to talk about motorhome, but it's very similar for other RVs. It takes a lot to operate this motorhome, and this is not a diesel motorhome, but we get 6 to 7 miles per gallon. I talked about the tires, oil changes, all that, quite expensive. So we want to get as direct as we can, as quickly as we can, in as short amount of distance as we can, by properly planning out the trip. In fuel alone, that could be several $100s that we save in fuel just by making sure we have the most direct, shortest route to our location.
Next one under this umbrella is choosing your campgrounds wrong or right. Many campgrounds, popular campgrounds, they're charging $150, $200, $300 a night. And a lot of people can't afford that. I know we don't like to, maybe once in a
I'm
great
over
while.
the resorts.
Right. It's a little much. We tend to not do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. So for example, there's many resorts in certain areas, and as we plan we're taking some seriously long trips coming this fall. I usually do the planning, and I'm seeing, yes, we could stay at this amazing resort, but we also could stay at this awesome state park for $30 a night. And for us, we love state parks. So for us, it's no big deal, but finding a balance also. On one of our long trips, we're staying at one resort, so paying a little bit more because it's a real popular one. We want to try it out, and many state parks and less expensive campgrounds.
So what is the point of your trip? Are you going to destination to that resort? Are you going to be at that resort all the time? Or are you going to the town, the city? If you're going to be going and really going to the city all the time or wherever the destination and not going to be at the campground, why would you pay $150 a night for all these amenities you're not going to use if you're essentially just sleeping in your RV?
Right.
That's a lot of time how we think, well,
Right.
we're just there to sleep. We're going to spend the least amount where we stay and then have that money to enjoy the destination we're going to.
Because we are searching for our next home right after retirement, we're heading south. And we're like, why are we going to spend all this money? We're literally hopping 3 days here, then we're going to the next
Get
neighborhood. We
freebies.
wanna love,
Wherever
We're
can we
just
get a free stay?
trying all different places, so keeping it cheap.
The next one's going to be RV selection mistakes. This is big. All these are, I should say all of them. Most RVs, when you look into them, go inside, they look beautiful on the surface. You might wonder, well, this motorhome is 45 feet and this costs $300,000, but this motorhome is 45 feet and it costs $700,000. But what's the reason why? You have to look beyond the aesthetics.
So what are you looking for to see what is the difference? Why is there $400,000 difference in these two motorhomes that are both 45 feet? There's so many things. You have the build quality, which is huge. You have those manufacturers that are known for good build quality. You have the paint, right? One may have full body paint, one may not. You have the fit and finish, everything inside the cabinetry. What type of quality are the cabinets? So all of these things are going to enter into that. And again, we've walked on certain motorhomes that I'm like, oh, wow. I remember actually real quick, when we were searching, we were thinking about getting a fifth wheel years ago before we got Nellie. And I walked onto a fifth wheel and I was like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. And we did our research and read reviews. Whew, that was not something that we wanted to get into. So remember to just really look into what is behind the aesthetics.
One more thing you want to add, look at the resale value. You can take two different motorhomes from the same year. Look which one is selling for more when they're used. Usually that one tends to be a higher quality. A few more things before we wrap this video up, guys, but you may be wondering, what are these awesome shirts we're wearing? You can see the Let's Go camping shirt, of course, the RVing in the USA shirt. This one is not for sale, although we do have hats like this. But
yes, we do have blackout.
We do have
hats.
blackout edition. This is part of our new merch. If you watched our videos, guys, you know we have different merch. We have a new vendor, same quality, same brand shirts. If you want more information on our merchandise, we have this, many other pieces of merchandise on there. We'll link down below. Next thing is going to be the long-term vision mistakes. So start with the first one is going to be resale value. I touched upon that a little bit earlier. I will tell you this, and please, we want your feedback on this. It's much easier to sell a towable than it is a motorized. And the more expensive the motorized become, the more difficult they are to sell because you have just a much smaller population to choose from. When we had our towable, we had it for 9 months and we sold it in 2 weeks.
Yes.
I'm hoping when we sell our motorhome, it's just as quick, just because we have a channel. A lot of people know how great we take care of Nellie. We're never going to get back what we put into this motorhome. So like I said earlier, if you think this is an investment, it really isn't. It's an investment in lifestyle, in time, in memories. It's not a monetary investment.
Another one, long-term vision, is people don't think about, what am I going to do with this RV when I'm off season if you're not a full-time RVer? Where am I going to store this thing? Where am I going to put this? You have to keep it in a safe environment. We are blessed enough to be able to keep our RV at home with us. We weren't when we had our trailer. We had to pay for storage, and it was expensive, especially in Jersey.
Right. I know one of our subscribers in a previous video said he has a motorhome and his budget in his yearly maintenance cost is the storage. $7,000 a year to store his motorhome. So keep that in mind. If you have a RV, you're going to save a lot of money if you're able to park it and store it at home.
And the last one is part of this long-term vision, overlooking changes that may happen in your life. Now, some people don't know what's coming. But for us, we've had a big change in the last year where Jason, our son, went off to college. So he really isn't traveling much with us. We have a couple of trips planned coming up where he'll be joining us after school's done. But how is your family size going to change? Is your health going to change? All of these different things where, again, you don't want to get into something that may not fit for you down the line.
Here's a perfect example. You buy a RV and your kids are in their teens and you buy bunks, right? Because they're going to travel with you. And then within a couple of years, they're out of the house, they're in college or they're work, and they don't travel with you anymore. Now you have all that wasted space. Now you may be looking to get into another RV, which is a big cost. So those are things to keep in mind, guys, especially if you're financing for a long time. The long-term vision changes try to anticipate, although it's not perfect, things do change.
And maybe we're horrible parents, but for our next motorhome, we don't really take into account where's Jason going to sleep.
No, he could sleep on the floor.
Because Jason's going to be 19 years old this year. He's going to be headed off in a couple years on his own and working and things like that. So yeah, so we're going to bring an air mattress for him. If whatever we get doesn't have a sleeping space for him, he's fine sleeping on an airbed.
We want your feedback in this video.
Share your biggest money-making mistakes with RVing. How many of these have you done, have you learned from? Again, some of these things that we tell people or recommend to do, we haven't done, and we look back and wish we did. But moving forward, we absolutely will.
And will we still make mistakes? Of course. We're all human. Nobody's perfect. But that is the point of social media. We get your feedback, you get our feedback, and we could all learn from it. If you like videos like this, guys, to the left of us, we'll put our RV Tourist playlist. We'll also put our RV Newbies playlist. And for myself and MJ, it's a journey of a lifetime. And we'll see you on the road.